They're basic siding, the improve your homes, siding, gutters.
So what do you want right now? I guess I'm not sure why you're calling, because it doesn't sound like you have a major problem right now.
Well, I feel like I've been harmed with all the things and stuff that I've had to do to try and get them to do their job.
What do you mean by that? And what do you mean by that? Okay, better yet, I have a better way to put this. I have been harmed, and I always do this. I want you to complete the sentence. I have been harmed, therefore what?
That's why I'm calling in to ask.
Therefore what?
Therefore what?
What are you? I don't know why. You feel you've been harmed. Okay, your point, let's just say for argument's sake, you were harmed. I don't know how you were harmed. I mean, you went a night without air conditioning and some other things. I'm not sure how you, were you permanently harmed?
Well, the air conditioner is going to have to get serviced because there's construction debris in it, and as well. So that's
what kind of construction debris got into your air conditioner?
You got 5 cans of soup?
No, seriously.
Nails.
What kind of debris got into your air conditioner?
Nails, the parts of the actual siding, offcuts, those kind of things. Yeah.
Tom, it looks like it's one of those companies that's being bought up by Great Day, like Champion Windows. They're on that same list.
They are?
Yeah. Power Home, remodeling.
So listen.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Well, I would like someone to do a good job and, happy to pay them accordingly. But at this point, I am at the crossroads, right? Do I say, no, I'm sorry, this is not redeemable?
You're in a contract with them.
No, I don't think you can say it's not redeemable. I haven't heard one thing. I haven't heard one thing even close to being irredeemable.
Okay.
I mean, listen, James, I listen to problems every day for 40 years.
Sure.
I am telling you, you're not having major problems right now. Do you have a few little inconveniences and pains in the... Of course you do. It happens with every construction job in the world. But I don't hear major problems right now, unless you're telling me the siding's warping, it's hanging off the roof, you don't like this, you don't like that. It sounds to me like you are very, very keyed for some reason.
In his defense, you know and I know how expensive and how much money you spend with contractors now.
Right.
So somewhere in the back of your head, you're having a bathroom remodeled. You do expect it to be perfect because you go, I thought it would be $7,000, but it's $40,000 now. I do expect it to be perfect.
Well, how much, by the way, is this whole job, James? If it's done to completion, how much is it?
Roughly about $45,000.
Oh, my goodness gracious. What are they doing for you?
Yeah, exactly. That's my question.
What are they doing? No, I'm asking you.
Well, the siding.
What does encompass? Is it just siding for $45,000?
No, there's a door, the front door they're replacing as well. That's about $7,000. So the siding's about 38-ish siding, 1,000. Say, and then about $7,000 for the door.
I wish you called K&H.
I wish you did call K&H Home Solutions or Genesis Total Exteriors. You would have had such a better...
I will say this, though. I think that's in the ballpark. I mean, but once again, things have gone up in price so dramatically in the last 5 years. It's crazy.
Okay, so I don't think... Listen, just from what you're telling me, I don't think...
Just say it. It's a nothing burger.
I don't think you're getting ripped off. I think that you have a few problems that can be worked out. I think that they might be afraid of you right now because they're thinking you're picking on them. That's the impression I'm getting. Now, I would be a little pissed if nails and crap are flying over my air conditioner, but they disconnected your air conditioner, and I suspect they were going to cover it, and then that bothered you. So I'm not sure...
No, they didn't cover it.
They didn't cover it. Okay, they just did.
No.
Why did they disconnect it?
Well, they have to remove it off of the current siding to put their siding on top of it.
Okay,
gotcha. I would have expected disconnecting some of your utilities. You'd at least have the courtesy to say, "Hey, we're gonna. Do you mind? When can we disconnect this? This is coming up, And then
I agree. I agree with you, James. I agree with you. This wasn't handled the right way, and it probably wasn't communicated the right way.
Would they have to let the Freon out if they're doing that? I'm trying to picture my unit. I think they'd have to.
Well,
I wonder if they did that properly. That is curious.
Yes, so that's why I'm still going to have it serviced, and then the person will I'll ask them to check the Freon because at this point in time, the last couple of days, there's been much cooling, but it sure does feel like the cooling system isn't quite as what it used to be. So we'll get that all checked out. But yeah, they could have let the Freon out, but obviously I can't check them until I have a person come and look there.
Okay,
so
are they being sloppy other places? You say there's nails and debris?
Yeah. So that's why I said the thousands of cuts, right? It feels
I like that.
They
What's
have.
That? How he puts that, 1,000 cuts. It wasn't a truck driving through the house.
Yeah, I didn't.
It's
so
1,000 little things.
Cuts.
Yeah, I get
that's exactly it. So then it adds up, and you get into the state where
but you know what? You're describing every job known to man, every home improvement known to man.
Hey, Jeff, honestly,
you really are.
Both of our guests today. Does this guy, be honest, does he sound like a pain in the ass customer, or do you think he's got a, he's in the right here? I'm just curious.
I'm asking people for their impression, not for their accuracy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking for. What do you think, Jeff?
It sounds like he's got some legitimate complaints, but I have a feeling there's a lot of complaints that are coming at him consistently. So he's pretty hands-on.
I think he's a demanding customer, but so what?
You think Jay Bretz would take him on?
I think Jay could satisfy him because they clean up after every
job,
every evening. They not just at the end of the job. They clean up at the end of the day. What do you think, Kyle?
Hopefully they hired an HVAC professional. You don't just disconnect an air conditioner. It needs to be pumped down.
Yeah, that's the thing. Did they hire someone?
It was just the electrical. Oh,
just the electrical.
Actual. Yeah.
Okay.
That was,
I don't think then they vacated the unit.
They probably wouldn't have to in that circumstance.
No, it was only if they disconnected lines.
Correct.
Or if they only did electrical.
Well, going back to the question, we don't want to put you on the spot. I mean, but what do you think? Do you think this guy's a pain in the ass or what? Be straight up.
I think every contractor, we're different than other contractors. Communication is key. And, we make sure when we're at a job that we're communicating every step of the way.
So he'd be happy with you guys.
I don't think they handled James properly.
Well, there's no doubt he's calling us. There's no doubt they handled him bad.
Do you think they disconnected the AC so the nails and everything wouldn't get...
No.
Well, even if they did, they should have covered the damn thing.
Right. They disconnected it because they had to move the panel, the shut
And like the guy said, it's not just that. I kind of focused it on that, but it's like every little thing.
Yeah, they're sloppy. They're not communicating.
I could go either way. I really think, well, you have no choice. You got to give these guys the opportunity to get it finished.
You're asking what I would do, James. I would be... Here's one thing for absolutely positively sure. You can't just give people... complaints. You have to give them solutions. You have to say this. Look, I realize that there's going to be a mess made here and there when you're doing contracting, but I don't appreciate the nails and debris getting into my air conditioner. That shouldn't have happened. I need you to watch from here on out and make sure it's done neater. I want, and I don't think I would pick each and every one. I think I might, I don't know. I think what's happening is, in their minds, they're saying, oh, God, this guy's a pain in the ass.
They can't do right.
I don't know if they know how to handle you is what I'm saying. Oh, shoot. He got disconnected by mistake.
No,
James,
you brought up something.
James, you better call back Steve. What did you have to say about James? Go ahead, quickly.
God bless him. He has every right. He's the customer.
Right.
But here's the thing. The one thing about the nails in the air conditioner, but the air conditioner's running now, so obviously the nails were removed. The thing that I'll put out there is that there's so much work out there. There are not enough contractors to do the work that people are asking for.
I know.
The relationship never gets better. When it starts off like it is with this gentleman, it never gets better. I would negotiate a disengagement, have a plan, and just walk away from this guy because
he's saying as a business he would walk away.
Oh, yeah.
I get what you're saying. I have to take this break. Hold on. And we're going to call him back. We got this.
Do roller coaster stock markets make you nervous? With such frequent ups and downs, don't let market volatility derail your retirement. Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, Saturday on 630 KHOW. If you're concerned about the markets, call today to schedule a complimentary review of your portfolio. Call 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604. Or online, yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
If you have a fire, a flood, or you have a problem with chemicals, asbestos, unattended death, anything that can happen to a property that can render it devastated or harmed, you need a restoration company to bring it back, to make sure you don't lose too much. And you know who does that? American Restoration 24/7. This is an area that's difficult to get across to a consumer because their insurance pays most of the time. I have to tell you, even if your insurance is paying, you have to pick the right company, because if they pay the wrong company, they're not paying again and you're stuck with the mess. So if you're stuck with one of these property catastrophes, get American Restoration 24/7. All of the EPA certifications and associations with expert organizations they need to get the job done right. American Restoration, 8337-AMREST, 8337-AMREST, or online at AMREST247, that's AMREST247.com. Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney, and I hope you don't need him. But one thing I do know, life is not perfect. Something could happen. Neighbor versus neighbor, DUI, any number of problems. And or you might have to refer him to someone, maybe a deadbeat relative, who knows. Here's the bottom line. I've done the shopping. I trust Joe. You can trust Joe. And the other thing about him is he does free initial consultations. And then he'll give you upfront flat rate pricing. Joseph A. Lazzara, Lazzara, 303-429-6200. Look for him at referralist.com, 303-429-6200. Frank Duran, you know, part of his job is selling real estate for people. Another one is finding real estate for people. Whatever side of the transaction you're on, you will never be represented better than with Frank and his team. Team Duran with RE/MAX Alliance, whether you're buying or selling. And right now you can call and ask about both. Frank, I'm thinking of selling. What do you think? What can I get? Or I'm thinking of buying. What's out there? And what can I buy? He'll do the analysis free. Free information, 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com.
The NFL's opening week was action.
One of our people that have been with us forever, Jay Brett, Excel Roofing, he is the best that I have ever seen on picking out that 5%.
Yeah.
I've never, like within 5 minutes.
Right.
And he's
won't
taught.
He won't take them.
And he's taught his people how to do it, more importantly, because he's not out there most of the time. And one of them happened to be one of his neighbors one time. I found that funny as shit.
Yeah.
He picked him out in, what, 10 minutes?
Less.
Said it.
No.
And he was...
But he didn't put it that way. He said, I don't think we can fit it in right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you'd never know he's telling you to fuck off.
Right.
But he's incredible at it.
Right.
The problem with most companies is they see that sale and they don't know how to say no to it.
They won't.
They don't
They
understand the problem.
They think they can handle it.
That's the problem with commission sales.
Yeah, they
right?
think they
want
can
the
do
commission.
it where other people
Mark,
can't.
I knew a guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to tell you a true story. I bought my mother Bravo bus. Beautiful. Made by Marathon. Perfect. This guy buys it. I had to get rid of him because he wanted to do a shakedown cruise at my place where I had hookups. And he started living in there. And after a month, he wasn't leaving.
Wait, he was living in there? I didn't know this.
In the motorhome at my place.
In the bar?
At Franktown.
Get the fuck out of here. For a month?
Not the Vantari, but the one before.
Yeah, but whatever. I didn't know you had a guy. You let him live there to check it out for a month.
Well, he bought it, but he kept wanting me to fix things, doing that. And I said, look, man, I don't know if you're breaking these things, but I never had a problem with this bus, ever. So he finally takes off. I told him, you got to get out. My neighbors are, no. I said, it's
you had a squatter.
It's against my covenants and all of that. He takes off and goes to the factory.
Right in a Marathon?
Yes, because he was from Canada. He goes to Marathon, and starts complaining about stuff that they said, Martino on this coach never had a problem, and it's way out of factory warranty right now. Not way out, but it's out. And he wouldn't leave there until they fixed things. They said, Tom, we needed to call authorities to get him out of here.
He fucking squatted there.
Yeah. And
How many people squat in a fucking $1 million bus?
I did.
That's a good way to squat.
He made them fix things and shit.
Or else he wouldn't leave.
And he was insisting that it was defective from the get-go, and he bought it from me as is. I mean, he checked it out. It was a beautiful bus. And
he's so meticulous, you don't understand.
So where's the homeless guy?
No, but listen to this. Listen to this. So this guy, the people at Marathon were so upset with him, they looked into him. They found out that he had owned another kind of motorhome. I think it was Winnebago or one of the big ones. A nice one, not the old one. They called the factory. They had a settlement letter with him that they would do a certain amount of work, but he could never own a Winnebago product. Honestly, they had an. So then, hold on. Then we found out.
Are we the last of your day?
Law. From seeds to seed money, Canacon has what you need to grow your cannabis business. Shop, learn, and network at Canacon Denver. Sponsored by Ethos Genetics. Tickets at Canacon.org.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, so what do we do with James and the siding contractor? I think how to complain is important, and I think that contractors and everyone, they have to know that a problem is solvable. One thing I have found out is when let's just say not contractors, companies, when companies don't know how to please someone, they avoid them. When they think the problems are too insurmountable or the hole is too deep to dig out of, they don't bother. It's up to the consumer, and I know people are saying, well, the consumer's always right, shouldn't be in business, blah, blah, blah. But here's the reality. As a consumer, you can make things really easy for you if you communicate clearly and know what will please you. Not just a list of demands or saying you've been harmed, but just say, look, I didn't appreciate the debris and the nails on my air conditioner. I got to get that cleaned out. I would appreciate if you do this and this, and I will be completely happy. Let's get this job done. Let's work together. I mean, and I'd like to give you my concerns, and they're easily addressed. For example, please clean up at the end of the night so there are not a lot of nails on the sidewalks or whatever. Or you say stuff like, if you're going to park your trucks, don't put them on the lawn. Please park them over here. I mean, but you give very clear and concise problems that they can handle, not just the expression, I've been harmed, or what are you going to do? And don't ever ask them what they're going to do for you. You tell them what you want. Say, look, it's going to cost me right now to service. I don't think they're, by the way, responsible for servicing your air conditioner personally. I just don't think they are. Unless you literally have to have that condenser cleaned out and there's so much debris on there that it's harmed. I mean, really, I don't know what the situation is, but to a certain extent, you have to kind of play ball with them because you're in a contract with them right now, and you want to get them to do their best. You do not want them to try to get it over with.
I would say you probably don't realize this, James, but 90% of the people listening, when you were talking about the problems, probably feel like you're in the wrong on this.
Not wrong. Not wrong. Well, maybe exaggerated.
Well, whatever you want to call it, they're thinking, the poor contractor. So you just got to approach this from a different way, like Tom was saying, and get it done because you're held to that contract, man.
The last thing you want to do, you want to have is a contractor who feels like, I gotta get rid of this guy. I want to get this job over with. I don't know what you want us to do, but if I were you, I would try to make peace with them and just give them, instead of a list of demands, a conversation of things you'd like to see going forward.
It's hard having work done at your house. You live there, you're used to it in one way, now you're getting siding ripped off your house and put on.
Do you know that a lot of marriages fail over houses being built or major
home
improvements?
Oh, my God. What is it called? War of the Roses.
Or major home improvements. But James, I would suggest if you want us to call them, we would be happy to call. We'd be happy to call and talk to them for you if you could give us very clear and concise concerns.
Hey, the good news is for you, they're getting gobbled up by a mega company, so the warranty should be good.
By the way, this company, I come to find out, is not a bad company. The one who's consolidating all of these.
No, I don't think they are either.
Yeah, so we'll see. It might be an improvement. Tom's got a question about a reverse mortgage. Go ahead, Tom. What's going on? Tom?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
I have a question. So we want to build a garage on our parents' property. It has a side lot that we could build a garage. However, my brother and I, however, they're doing a reverse mortgage on the house. So is that not even a good idea to do? Because you're basically selling the house back to the bank, right?
I don't know why people say you're selling the house to a bank. You're not selling the house to a bank any more than you are if you take a regular loan out. The only difference between a reverse loan and a regular loan is that you're making payments on the regular loan, so the accrual of interest and payments are not against the equity. Let me tell you, 85% of the time, the house far out appraises the reverse loan at the end. So when you sell the house, either upon death of the parents or they're moving to Miami, when you sell the house, you have more than enough to pay off the reverse loan. Only seldom do you not have enough. And then the most you do is give back the house. Now, let me tell you something. In a regular loan, it's not impossible to be upside down. In a regular loan, with a real estate market setback, with what people are paying for homes right now, it could be very easy to be upside down in a home in 2 years. And if people are upside down, the bank's not going to say, don't worry, just give us the house and walk away. Oh, no, they're going to pursue you for the deficiency. In a reverse loan, your parents are going to get cash against their equity. They're going to let it accrue. They will never be asked to move. And when they sell, if they have enough to pay it off, they pay it off. If they have extra, they keep it. If they don't have enough, they walk away. It's the only mortgage that gives you all of those options. And trust me, I am not saying it's for everyone, but this notion that the house isn't yours is ridiculous. When you have a regular loan, you're making payments on that loan, and you're paying 3 times more for that house than if you paid cash. So when people say, how dare you recommend a reverse loan where it accrues against the equity after they work so hard on it, that you can say that to anyone. People who buy a regular house, when you take into consideration the finance charges, are paying sometimes 3 or 4 times the value of that house for the privilege of having a mortgage. So all I'm saying is this: if you want to do a home improvement on a house with a reverse loan, it'll do you just as much good as doing an improvement on any house. Period. It all comes out. And what is more important is it worth doing the improvement? For example, a swimming pool, not worth it. A bathroom, it's worth it. Is a garage worth it? Not as much as you think if it's a detached garage. If it's an attached garage, it's worth more. So what you need to be concerned about is the money in for the money out. Does the improvement pay off?
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Leland Conway at 2, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
It is a busy afternoon northbound I-25 as you're approaching Orchard Road. A wreck there has the 4 right lanes blocked at Stop and Go from Dry Creek and adding almost 20 minutes onto your drive time right now. Another wreck southbound I-25 at Colorado. That's Stop and Go from University on that stretch. And an earlier accident northbound I-25 as you're approaching Spear has been cleared. Still Stop and Go from Downing. Going to cost you almost 10 extra minutes to make your way through that. Your Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Slight chance of showers this afternoon. Otherwise, mid to lower 80s. Tonight, just another small chance of rain in 53 for the low. Tomorrow, sunny and 82. Sunday, warming up to 88. Right now, it's 79. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Katie Mitchell, 630 KHOW.
Don't miss the Energy Savings Event at Lowe's. Save energy and save money on select major appliances, including Whirlpool. Selection varies by location. Exclusions apply. Visit Lowe's.com for details. Valid through 9/28.
Right now, Ideal Home Loans is probably the most important name you can have when it comes to mortgage financing because they're the only ones giving the interest rate guarantee. Let's just call it like it is. They've been here for us for years, and they're still with us while other companies are drying up. Why? Because they offer the interest rate guarantee. They know you can't wither up and go away just because rates are up. You still want to buy a house, you can buy a house. A condo, you buy a condo. You know, or you want to refinance some high-interest debt. The rates are still relatively low. But here's the greatest part, the interest rate guarantee. So if you refinance or buy a house with Ideal and rates go down, they refinance you free of charge under their interest rate guarantee. And every time you close, you get a new guarantee for 2 years. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000.
Saw and let me know if this phone number was associated with it. So let's do that on Monday. I'll call you Monday around 10 a.m. So we can ask Tom about the blue truck that he saw.
He's not going to know what we're talking about.
She will. I thought
she'll know.
So how would you classify that last call? As finance, real estate, or home improvement?
Grainberry, we call those.
You could do any of them.
Every single bowl of Grainberry
Does he
contains
think about the guy with the parents
like
and building the garage on a reverse loan house?
Antioxidants, and of course,
probably finance.
It really was finance because
It's a start.
Reverse loan impact than anything, more so than the home improvement, and more so than That's what I thought, finance, and more so than real estate.
Did you know that you do not have to hire multiple contractors and visit?
Probably not. And Kimberly, even if you, there's plenty, just so you know, I'm not trying to burst your bubble or anything. I'm just trying to keep it real with you and be realistic. That, there's plenty of contractors that have ripped people off for way more, for harsher amount, and have all their information, even have their driver's license. You have a case, you get a judgment, but you can't get blood out of a turnip.
In some documentaries, they're trying to indoctrinate you. People are trying to indoctrinate you to a way. No, I'm serious.
It's all sex. Everything, especially female stand-ups, all they talk about is sex.
I'm talking about philosophy.
Oh, you're talking about the real TED Talk. It's not stand-up comedy.
Well, that you can probably do anyway.
But mainly Quora and documentaries and TED Talks, they're all trying to indoctrinate.
Well, that is very true. That would be the very first step. So, yes. Okay, I will call you back on Monday.
Because it showed the duplicitous motherfuckers at the FDA. Not the FDA. The ones who are supposed to protect us, right? And the evilness of Big Pharma.
I've only watched one episode.
Because during this recent COVID thing, fucking the liberals are praising Big Pharma. They're praising They're praising the FDA. Like they used to hate. I swear to God, when I was growing up, we hated Big Pharma.
And maybe that's what you tell Patrick is say, look, I'm not signing anything until I know for sure I don't have a case. I've got to use this for my case first. And then if it doesn't pan out, I'll consider signing it. But it's going to be a while. I need to try first. That might be a good way of doing it.
You know, every study that came out, you know the countries that didn't shut down had no worse result at all.
Yeah.
In fact, they're faring better.
Yeah. Right.
Everything we did was
with all the adverse effects that they've seen
go from there.
They're starting to put more and more age groups.
No one's admitting that. No one is admitting.
Who is it? I think Spain won't allow it unless you are. You have massive comorbidity. Yep. Extreme high risk.
Do you remember those doctors that got together in the Great Barrington Declaration?
Right. Understood.
That said only treat high risk, only isolate high risk, don't bother kids, don't close schools, don't close businesses. And they were chastised by CNN and all these.
It's something, okay, let's discuss, let's think about that with Tom on Monday, okay?
That turned out to be right. Everything.
All right.
It's amazing, but you never hear
Sure,
that.
I will talk to you on Monday. Rest easy and have a nice weekend.
They screwed things up.
Bye. Poor woman.
Which was unbelievable.
But Fauci, holding him up as some fucking god.
Someone just petitioned for his email.
He flip-flopped more than anyone I've ever heard in my life. He was laughing about people wearing masks. Literally on the news, laughing about it, saying, oh, it's not going to do any good. A virus is so tight. And then completely flip-flopped on it. Like we're like
transporting immigrants to self-proclaimed sanctuary cities. Join me at 4.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-825. Tom, do you have any additional questions about your doing improvements, home improvements to your parents' house who are going through a reverse loan, sir?
Yes. Well, if we want to keep the property, how does that work? Are we just buying back whatever they took the money out on the house?
It's exactly like you would on a regular loan. So you will, at the end, when your parents want to leave and go into a nursing home or they pass away, you would sell the house or put it up for sale or appraise it, and you will sell it, pay off the loan, and keep the rest. And if there's not enough to pay off the loan, which is very, very rare, because remember, the most they loan on is 50 or 60%, right? So that house would have to depreciate a hell of a lot, not just stay the same. It would have to depreciate, plus they would have to live a very long time. But if that happened, the estate would not incur any bill.
How long ago did they get that loan?
Probably 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in good shape. How old are they?
80.
Yeah. You're not going to have a big problem, but if you want to
So
keep... Go ahead.
If we want to keep the house, we would just take a loan out on whatever they took out on that.
Or sell it. Oh, if you want to literally keep the house, yeah. You just pay. You
would
refinance.
just be the buyer.
You refinance. That's right. You buy it from the estate. Now, if you want to sell it and just pay off the loan, you do that. It's just like any piece of real estate. Nothing really has changed except there's a lien on it, and the lien will be more than a conventional loan. Why? Because in a conventional loan, you're keeping up with it. You're treading water. And then, but with a reverse loan, you're not treading water. You're allowing the water to get deeper,
Okay. And then one other question, would it have a problem with getting a permit to build that garage if just because they are doing a reverse loan?
It depends on the covenant. That's going to have nothing to do with the reverse mortgage.
No, here's the reverse loans have absolutely nothing to do with the ownership of that home. Now, reverse loans do say you must keep the house in repair.
But so do any mortgages.
That's right. And you must pay your insurance and your taxes. So technically, if you built the garage not up to code, you would be violating the terms of your mortgage. But that's any mortgage.
Building an external garage, I just did one a few years ago. You got to really just look into it. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to have, depending how big it is it going to be a foundation? Is it just going to be on grade? Just do the labor.
Is there a reason? What's the reason you're building the garage?
Just more space for vehicles.
For you guys or for your parents?
For me and my brother.
Okay, so eventually you're thinking of this as your place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Is it like in the country or something? How big of a garage are you talking about?
No, just like a 3-car garage.
Okay.
All right, and which one is going to take over the house? Both of you think?
Yeah, we would probably go in together, yeah.
Okay. It's just look at it as any normal house would be. It's just that actually you have no risk of deficiency. Look at it that way. And truly, the equity is being eaten up a little faster. It is being eaten up because here's the difference between conventional and regular, even though you're making payments, and that is the interest is accruing interest. So that does tend to compound and go faster than a regular accrual of a loan. But then you have the privilege of no deficiency as well. Judy, what's happening?
Hi, Tom.
Hi, what's going on, Judy?
Well, I have a speeding ticket that I got from a van on University Boulevard back in July, and I had a couple friends tell me that they don't really pursue those or try to collect on them, and I was wondering because I haven't paid it, but I got a failure to respond letter from them.
What did it say, the failure to respond?
It just said that they hadn't heard from me, and if they don't hear from me by a specific time, they'll add $59 to the $40 fine.
All right, hold on a second, and I'll tell you how to handle those for sure, okay?
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Murdoch's Ranch and Home Supply.
Still a pretty busy afternoon out there. Northbound I-25 as you're approaching Orchard. An accident there as the 4 right lanes blocked at Stop and Go from Dry Creek and adding over 20 minutes, almost 25 minutes onto your commute now. Northbound I-25 at Spear, that wreck's been cleared. Still Stop and Go from Downing. And southbound I-25 approaching Colorado. The 2 right lanes are blocked there now. Stop and Go from University, almost 10 extra minutes to make your way through that one. Your Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Slight chance of showers this afternoon, otherwise mid to lower 80s for the high. Tonight, just another small chance of rain in 53. Tomorrow, sunny and 82. Sunday, warming up to 88. Right now, it's 80. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Katie Mitchell, 630 KHOW.
Imagine a place where quality hunting products come together for a great sale. At Murdoch's Born to Hunt sale, score big on items you need to prepare for the hunt, to get into the field, and for success. All this at Murdoch's through Tuesday, September 20th.
Hey, did you know that Century RV is having grand opening up at their big, beautiful maintenance facility? You know, they spent like, I think, $10 million on this facility, and it's only for customers, which means if you buy an RV at Century RV, you're going to get the greatest service and the best facility. And they have new and used RVs as well, and they'll even buy your RV. They need so many of them. They have great pricing, great trade-in values, and a big selection, even in these times of supply chain shortages. So check them out at CentryRV.com, CENTURY, like the 100 mark, CentryRV.com to find out up at the grand opening, or call them at 303-453-1111, exit 240 and I-25. That's 303-453-1111. I love real stem cell therapy, and I've been promoting it for years now. Here's the problem. Telling the difference is hard, so you can trust me. This is real stem cell therapy from Denver Regenerative Medicine. And I'll give you the contact information so you can get a free consultation by phone with a stem cell physician. Here's the deal. If you want to have a pain-free life, well, not in every case, but they'll let you know where it works best, like an alternative for joint replacement surgery or problems with the knees, the hips, elbows, shoulders, whatever it is. They've done it all over a 10-year period, of course, and it's a 3-hour procedure, outpatient, 1 set of shots, and that's it. They take the stem cells from you and re-inject them where they're needed. You don't have to come back for re-injections. You don't have to come back for any other visits. It's a wonderful thing to do. It's regenerative medicine, Denver Regenerative Medicine, DenverRegen.com. Here's the number, 833-STEM-GEN, 833-STEM-GEN.
$70,000. That's how much Paragon Services got me. After my homeowner's company said I had no hail damage. I saw my other neighbors getting roofs. I called up. They said, you don't have any damage. I called up Matt. He reached out to my homeowner's insurance. $70,000. And if you have a commercial policy or a commercial building and you have damage, do you realize they pay you for, they leave out so many things that that insurance company owes you for. Matt will look at all these agreements and tell you how much more money you should be getting from your insurance company for free. Check him out at referrallist.com. Simply go to referrallist.com, start typing in Paragon, and give Matt a call and get that money you deserve.
help shape the future of some of the world's best-known brands. PepsiCo is now hiring supply chain operators in Denver.
Oh, man, let's play it.
Let's
have that Kevin, let's play Eccles stuff. Bring it up.
For growth and development. Plus, you'll be sure to get the training and resources.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure. That voicemail.
Come grow at PepsiCo. Apply today at PepsiCo.
How long is it?
That's PepsiCo.
Not long.
Kalen. She went after me. His wife went after me like a bulldog going after a bone. What an asshole. Saying that over the radio. That his wife was fucking him, and that's why the husband's pissed. Nothing to do with the bad paint job. What an asshole, man. That is a level of shit that I have yet to hear again on this show. Have you ever heard anything like that before? Fucking asshole.
Hell no. I'm looking for Kalen. How do you Eccles?
He's on sleaze.
I know. I'm searching.
Unless if we. No.
I'm searching for him. There it is. Avoid Legacy Roofing and Kalen Eccles, the ladies' man.
The ladies' man.
It says the story is so egregious.
How do you spell
It's actually
Eccles?
hard.
Local businesses can get closer to every customer in the state.
It all started when Kalen Eccles, owner of Legacy Roofing, contracted
Like if you
to do a roofing
look at this,
paint job.
You Google this poor fuck. Look what comes up. Every image is this mugshot, Tom talking about him, and then our fucking sleeves.
Wait, I actually have a copy of the original phone call. I actually have the original phone call. And they put a damn ad on it. I have Kalen's original call.
Oh yeah, outrageous.
Or repair or redesign, and we handle the rest. Sending a top. You don't have to lift a finger.
You know what?
No.
It's right here. We do. We have the original
phone call.
So bring us your next home project.
We should maybe.
We'll bring it home.
It's 3 minutes.
The app or go to Angie.com. That's ANGI.com.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's the story.
Tomorrow, the bus battle, the Minnesota Golden Gophers in the Twin Cities.
How many years ago? Fuck, this was 5 years ago, dude.
This was 5 years ago.
You got the same one up I got, right? It's 3.5 minutes.
Mark, it's the one that was connected to that article.
Oh, okay. How long is it?
I don't.
This one's
3.5 minutes.
This one's pretty.
Tom Martino, and let your voice be heard. Call, text, and now talk back anytime with our free iHeartRadio app. While streaming KHOW and the full screen player, just click the microphone to record your message. Talk back to Denver's talk station now.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Coming up, we're going to have an entertaining blast of the past here. Judy, a photo radar ticket. Here's the general rule, okay? A radar ticket is nothing more than an accusation and a collection. That's all it is. It is not a foregone conclusion, nor can they use it to actually get money from you. They can only ask that you voluntarily comply, okay? If you don't, then a couple things can happen. First, they can ignore it completely and nothing happens, or they can choose to pursue it. In order to do that, they would have to serve you. If they serve you, you can no longer ignore it. You have to decide what to do. And that is you either fight it, settle it, or show up in court. Or excuse me, fight it or settle it, really. Is showing up in court is fighting it. So that is really what you do. Now, I have taken the tack that I don't pay any of them until I am served. I've only been served one out of probably, to be realistic, 1 out of 14 tickets.
But that's not
I haven't
legal
had more.
advice.
I always brag about having more. I probably had a total of 14. Not speeding all. Some of them were, I was a little over the line in Greenwood Village.
Well, some of them you weren't even driving. It was
Right.
someone else in your car that looks like you.
With a mustache and a beard. Yep. With hair like mine.
Let's play that Kalen Eccles real quick.
No, but Judy, so I hope that answers your question.
That's super. I appreciate your help.
No problem. Okay, I want to play this phone call. I have sound, okay? This was the original phone call.
Play it.
The Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, Kaylin. Thank you for being here from Legacy Roofing. Appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you, Tom.
You say you have an excellent reputation. One thing we came across online, I saw something posted. It says Kaylin Eccles.
I was wondering when we were going to get to the nitty-gritty.
Kaylin, what are you, sick, going online talking about the reason they're upset with your work is because you're having an affair with the customer? I actually did some investigation and found an email that you wrote to him. And you
Here we go.
Not here we go. Listen, man, I think you're a little loony, in my opinion. You're accusing his wife of coming on to you. Be honest with your husband about the relationship you and I had while Steve was away. Where were the kids? I know you felt something more than just our fornication. Is this why all the calls and requests for me to come back? Have you been honest with Steve? Did he know? Could he feel it? I did it because you begged me like a bulldog begging for a bone. These types of relations always spoil the project. Plus, you said you would keep it a secret. You are a piece of garbage for writing something like that about a man's wife to him in an email and then going online and accusing her of an affair. Legacy Roofing should be out of business. Do you hear that?
Big boy. I'm always up for a good time.
Why did you write these emails and these reviews about these consumers? Why?
If we're going to be posting false and misleading information online, then it does take two to tango. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and continue to be bullied when I am spending all of their money to fix their project. I am willing to return their money.
He has recently left. I put him on Sleaze Brigade after that. You can get a link to that audio by going to sleazebrigade.com and searching for Kaylin Eccles. That's Echols. He left us a voicemail today. Let's hear it.
Tom Martino, this is Kaylin Eccles, Legacy Roofing and Construction. How are you doing, sir? I hope all is well. I want to know what I can do, what we can do to make the Sleaze Brigade posts go away. This has been costing me money for years and years, and I've lost a lot of business over it. I think that it's definitely served its purpose. I've changed, I've moved on, and I'm hoping that we can come to some resolution that creates a win-win.
All right, well, here's what I want to say. Okay, you can stop that now. I think we got to revisit this. But
let's get him on Monday.
If he's truly changed,
maybe
we should revisit this.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino. And stay connected with all of us at 630 KHOW, KHOW.com, and on the iHeartRadio app. Leland Conway is next on Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.